All right, well, I'm excited because we get to do the thing that students tend to love the most, which is word problems. And we're going to do word problems here, a couple of word problems using the Hinge Theorem. So let's see what we have here. And remember, Hinge Theorem is basically looking at inequalities between side angle side of two triangles. All right, well, two groups of skiers leave from the same lodge. Group A goes 4 miles due east and then turns 70 degrees north of east and goes 3 miles. Group B goes 4 miles west and then turns north of west 75 degrees and goes 3 miles. At this point, which group is farther from the lodge? Explain your answer. Well, I'm going to need to sketch this out. And I got one thing in here that I got to really be careful of, and we'll talk about that in a moment. But let's say, as an example, okay, let's say that this point right here is the lodge. So now group A goes 4 miles due east. And so that would be, let's say it's going in this direction. So let's define this: north, south, east, west. Okay. And then they turn 70 degrees north of east. This is where you got to be careful. In fact, I'll confess to you that when I first did this problem myself, I got it wrong because I made the mistake of thinking that this 70 degrees was an interior angle. I did not read this properly. Then turns north of east. So it's turning in this direction here, 70 degrees. Let's say that's somewhere maybe like that. And of course, this is 4 miles. Let me label that. And this is 3 miles. Okay. All right. So there's group A. And let's put this group A. Now, group B goes 4 miles. Well, due west. So they're going 4 miles in this direction. And they turn north of west about 75 degrees. So let's say maybe something like that. In other words, this is 75 degrees. Maybe I should label this over here 70 degrees. In other words, these are exterior angles. All right, and they also go 3 miles. So this is also 3 miles. So we've got two sides, two adjacent sides to angles that are congruent. They equal each other. Then it asks us which group is farther from the lodge. So what we're trying to figure out here, let's see. That's the distance for group B. And here's group A. We're trying to figure out which one's farther away from the lodge. Now, I got to think about these exterior angles because it's the interior angle that I got to come up with. But if this angle is exterior to this angle, then those two have to be supplementary, don't they? And so if that is, because here's our exterior angle out here. So this interior angle then must be 180 less 70, or 110 degrees. And over here with group B, we got the same phenomena going on. I'm trying to figure out what this angle is. Well, that exterior angle is 75 degrees has got to be supplementary to that interior angle. So 180 minus 75 is 105 degrees. Now, which group is further away from the lodge? 4 miles, 3 miles, 4 miles, 3 miles. But we got one interior angle that's going to be 110 and one that's 105. I'm waiting for you to give me the answer. Oh, you're not here. Okay. Well, we know from the Hinge theorem that the side opposite, if I'm looking at inequalities in two triangles, and my adjacent sides are the same, but my included angles are different, then the triangle that has the largest included angle, the side opposite of that is going to be longer. And so therefore, group A is further away. All right, let's go move over and let's look at one other. This is kind of similar, but not quite the same. All right, this time it says in problem 2A, suppose group A went 4 miles due west and then turned 45 degrees north of west and traveled 3 miles. Which group would be closer to the lodge? So this time, instead of going in different directions, they're actually going in the same direction. All right, so we know that group B went 4 miles in this direction. Their path didn't change. And then they turned 75 degrees north of east. And so that exterior angle was 75. We figured this interior angle was 105. Okay, that's group B. Group A took a different path than what it did before, but they traveled along 44 miles due west, just like group B did, except that they turned north of east 45 degrees. So their turn was 45 degrees. Okay, and they also went 3 miles. As this in group, they went 3 miles. Okay, so what are we trying to figure out? Well, we're trying to figure out which one is closer to the lodge. So, boom, 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 boom. All right. They'll travel 7 miles, 4 miles west, and then 3 miles, but their angle is different. Now, if my exterior angle over here is 45 degrees, what is my interior angle here for this triangle? So that'd be 180 less 45, that'd be 135. So I've got one interior angle is at 105, included angle maybe let's say, and another included angle that is 135. We're using the Hinge theorem, and our question is which one would be closer to the lodge? Well, if group B's interior angle is 105 and group A's interior angle is 135, then the lesser angle is going to give us the shortest distance. In other words, the side opposite that shorter angle is going to be less than the side that is opposite the greater angle. And so that would mean that group B is closer to the lodge. Any of y'all ever go skiing? I've never been skiing. I've never really wanted to go skiing. Some people love skiing. I'm assuming they're talking about snow skiing. Yeah, if they're leaving from a lodge, I guess they're talking about snow skiing. Okay, well, go to Boone or somewhere.